In the beginning, God created Adam. He formed him from the dust of the earth, breathing life into his nostrils. Adam, alone in the Garden of Eden, needed a companion. God, in his infinite wisdom, created Eve. He took a rib from Adam's side near his heart and from it fashioned Eve. This act of creation held deep meaning. Eve, formed from Adam's side, signified their equality, a partnership unlike any other. They were two parts of a whole, sharing a bond of intimacy and shared essence. This intimate creation story highlights the unique connection between man and woman. Eve wasn't formed from Adam's head to rule over him, nor from his feet to be subservient. She was created from his side to stand beside him, an equal partner in life and in the garden. This divine design underscores the importance of their unity, a harmony soon to be challenged. The Garden of Eden, lush and abundant, provided for their every need. God granted them dominion over all living creatures and access to all the fruits of the garden except for one. The tree of knowledge of good and evil stood in the center, its fruit forbidden. This restriction, a test of obedience, set the stage for a pivotal moment in human history, a moment that would forever alter the course of humanity. The serpent, cunning and deceitful, entered the garden, but why choose Eve? Why not tempt Adam directly? Some believe it was Eve's perceived vulnerability. Created second, she might have seemed an easier target, less aware of the serpent's deception. Others argue that the serpent recognized Eve's thirst for knowledge, her desire to understand the world around her. Perhaps the serpent saw in Eve a reflection of humanity's deepest desires, the yearning for wisdom, the hunger for something more. Whatever his motives, the serpent approached Eve with a question designed to plant seeds of doubt. Did God really say, "You must not eat from any tree in the garden"? This seemingly innocent inquiry struck a chord. It challenged God's words, insinuating a lack of generosity, a withholding of something good. The serpent's strategy was masterful, exploiting the very nature of temptation, appealing to the human desire for knowledge and questioning the boundaries set by a higher authority. This encounter marked the beginning of a slippery slope, a descent into disobedience with far-reaching consequences. The serpent's words, laced with falsehoods, painted a distorted picture of God. He suggested God was holding back, keeping something wonderful from them. The fruit, once forbidden, now seemed desirable. Eve's eyes were drawn to the glistening apple, her mind filled with the serpent's promises. "You will not certainly die," he hissed. "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The temptation was multifaceted. It wasn't just about the fruit itself, but the allure of forbidden knowledge, the promise of becoming like God. This desire to transcend one's place, to grasp at equality with the divine, resonated deeply within Eve. It was a temptation that played on the very essence of human ambition and curiosity. Overwhelmed by the serpent's deception, Eve succumbed. She took a bite of the fruit and offered it to Adam, who also ate. In that moment, everything changed. Their eyes were opened, but not to a higher understanding. Instead, they saw their nakedness, their vulnerability. Shame washed over them, a stark contrast to the innocence they once possessed. The harmony of the garden was shattered, replaced by the discord of disobedience. The consequences of their actions were swift and severe. God, in his perfect justice, pronounced judgment. Pain and toil would become their lot. Eve would experience pain in childbirth, and Adam would labor tirelessly for sustenance. The Garden of Eden, once a paradise, was now closed to them. This event, known as the Fall, cast a long shadow over humanity. Sin entered the world, a separation from God. Yet even in the midst of judgment, there was hope. God, in his infinite mercy, offered a promise, a seed of the woman who would crush the serpent's head. This promise, a beacon of light in the darkness, pointed to a future redemption, a restoration of what was lost. Centuries later, this promise found its fulfillment in Jesus Christ. He came to earth, fully God and fully man, to bridge the gap between humanity and God. Through his death and resurrection, he conquered sin and death, offering salvation and eternal life to all who believe. The story of Adam and Eve serves as a reminder of the devastating consequences of sin. However, it also points to the boundless love and mercy of God, who provided a way back to himself through his Son, Jesus Christ.